I wanted to take you through how to best get set up for an exercise. A common question that I get asked is, what flywheel do I start with? And my best answer for you is, for lower body exercises or more strength-based movements, I like to start with one red flywheel. Now, as you get more and more comfortable, it's really easy to continue to add on flywheels. You can mix and match, or this will also hold all the way up to 10 flywheels. So if you're feeling really strong, you can add up to 10 red flywheels. Now for upper body exercises or more hypertrophy-based movements, I like to start with that blue flywheel or the 0.05 inertial load. Once you have your rope clamp on, you want to find where the end of your movement is, or the highest point of your movement. So for an example, with a bicep curl, I usually want to finish the rep up here. In order to do that, I'm going to open up this rope clamp. Again, fingers underneath, thumb on the top, and you're going to slide this all the way to where you want to finish that rep. Let's say that's right there. Now that I found the end, in order to get this movement started, you can either use your hand to move the flywheel or your foot. I typically like to use my foot. The reason that we're doing this is that I'm gonna try and get this rope to wind around in the middle of our unit, and that's where the flywheel begins, or that's where the flywheel exercise will start. So let's have a demo. Spin that with your foot, allow the rope to wind up, and then you're into your exercise. When you're looking to set up a movement here on the Ultimate, you want to make sure that there's zero slack in our rope. So let's say we're setting up for a RDL here. I'm going to adjust to the top of my movement, holding that bar. Let's say I want to finish my rep right there. I'm going to double check that. Arms are a little bit bent, so I'm going to keep pulling that down just a little bit further. All right, I'm happy with that there. Notice that there's zero slack in this rope going down into that unit. With this excess rope, we have a magnet on our rope that you can quickly just attach anywhere on our rope clamp. Now that I'm feeling comfortable and ready to go, I find that the best way to get this flywheel started is to spin it with my foot. Slowly going down and then easily get into this rep. At any point when you're ready to stop, there's two ways to stop here. You can either stop at the top of the movement, just be ready that the flywheel will still be going, or another way is to stop at the bottom or in the eccentric phase of the movement. Flywheel works based on concentric movement. So if I don't provide the unit any concentric movement, it has nothing to go off and it'll just stop. Pay close attention to where this rope is and relative nature of whatever attachment you're using. So I'm holding the bar here, our straight bar. Whenever I'm doing a rep, whether that's a bicep curl, bent over row, RDL, or deadlift, I wanna make sure that that rope comes straight up or down. You don't wanna be leaned too far forward or too far back or even side to side where that rope will be hitting the side of our unit. If you have an exercise that is going away from or too far off of our Ultimate, that's where you'd bring in the rope guide. While you're doing a movement, if you find that you're going really, really fast and struggling to control the unit back down in the eccentric phase, you should think about not only taking a look at your data to have an idea of where your data's at and where your force or velocity profile is going, but also I'd adjust by adding a little bit more inertial load. I have some users who go a little bit too light and it throws the timing and the movement or the adaptation off. So use our app, play around with some of our tests, and then quickly adjust to higher or lower inertial load based on your movement and your adaptations.